now. Nicolay College kicked off their Indigenous Way of Knowing program today with a powwow. This marks the first powwow in quite some time that many of the participants were able to attend because of the COVID-19 pandemic. That didn't get in the way of the drumming, dancing, storytelling, and singing that took place all day long today at Nicolay College. Participants in these activities came from various tribes across the state, as all 11 federally recognized tribes in Wisconsin were represented at the powwow. Organizers say that they see this as merely the first of what will become an annual tradition. Thanksgiving holiday travel is well underway. According to a TSA spokesperson, well over 2 million travelers were screened at the airport security checkpoints across the country. Yes, that's the highest checkpoint volume since the pandemic began back in 2020. The TSA says it was prepared, as the number of airline passengers traveling for this holiday is expected to rebound to levels like pre-pandemic. AAA says they're predicting more than 53 million Americans will travel over the Thanksgiving holiday. That'd be about a 13% jump from last year. Protests across the country continue over the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. Rittenhouse shot and killed 2 people during a protest in Kenosha, wounding a third. A jury found he acted in self-defense. Protests in major cities across the U.S. continue as people decry what they call an injustice. One protester in Kenosha was detained for allegedly writing on the courthouse in chalk. She was charged with $700. So Devin, what can we be expecting this week? How's travel looking?
Yeah, so travel is going to be tricky in the wind department next week. We're watching some interesting weather that'll be heading in our way soon. But today, the first day of gun deer opener, and it was a calm one out there. But now we have more clouds moving in from the west, tracking off to the east this evening. And we're going to be watching this starting to develop more soon because we have one front right here that's tracking away from us now. So you might be able to see the moon outside right now if you take a look outside. But look into this. We're watching our next system right here, a cold front that'll be moving in by tomorrow morning. This will give us a few snow showers, and the farther north you go, we'll be watching for maybe a little bit of accumulating snow. A lot of it may be lake enhanced or lake effect snow, but it's cooling off fast out there with temperatures in the teens this evening, even a few areas even in the 20s, even 30s. So a little bit of a wide divide out there. The winds are calm, not a lot of clouds in the sky, and that's why we are seeing temperatures falling pretty fast. But again, we're going to be watching temperatures falling to the 20s and even a few teens out there from time to time. Overall, overnight low in the upper teens to lower 20s. Your full forecast is coming out.
Thanks, Devin. Today marks a day that plenty of Wisconsinites have had circled in their calendar for months, the start of gun deer season. Well, this means the same opportunity of the past for hunters to get together and spend time outdoors. The season does bring some new risks. As the pandemic continues, doctors say it's important to think about the group you go hunting with. This isn't only to protect yourself from COVID-19, but to protect your family once you're home as well.
I think if you have a small group of individuals in your deer camp, 10 people or under, you're all fully vaccinated, you're not having any symptoms, going to deer camp this year poses a fair bit less risk than it did last year.
But the new normal we're living in doesn't eliminate those traditional risks associated with hunting. Here in Wisconsin, falls from tree stands are the leading cause of injury to deer hunters.
It's really important that anyone who's going to go in a tree stand has a safety harness on that keeps you connected to the tree at all times.
This is in addition to handling the gun safely. Those are the keys for a successful hunting season. The 2021 deer gun season runs through next Sunday. Millions of Americans are paying more to travel to their Thanksgiving destination this year, thanks in part to higher gas prices. But that's not the only thing that'll be more expensive during the upcoming holiday weekend. John Lawrence reports.
Get ready to fork out a little more money for your Thanksgiving feast. The American Farm Bureau Federation says it'll be 14% more based on their informal survey.
It's really hard to point to any one thing, but certainly the underlying factor for most of those elements is the global pandemic.
The biggest reason for the 2021 increase? The turkey itself. The AFB, which bases its annual findings on nationwide pricing data, says bird costs are up about 24% higher this year. One important caveat, the survey was carried out before grocery stores started advertising promotional prices, which came out later this year.
We've seen price fluctuations anywhere from 88 cents per pound all the way up to $1.50 per pound. So certainly there's a lot of variation that we're seeing in the retail space, and I think that's driving a lot of those concerns about shortages when people are out shopping.
One way to save a little money this Thanksgiving is to be a picky shopper.
Make sure that as you're spending your dollars that you're looking at not just maybe going to the same grocery store for all items of the Thanksgiving dinner, but shop around a little bit because there's certainly deals to be had, but you might not find the same deal on every product in the same store.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Holiday travel plans are suggesting that Americans are feeling secure to go out and travel again. But with the TSA unsure about their ability to meet staffing requirements to face that returning demand, you might need to plan for long lines this week. What to keep in mind if you're traveling in just a few.
It's time to get holiday ready with Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks. Or with Ford Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. And come home in a Ford Bronco Sport. That's how you get holiday ready. Now lease America's all-time best-selling SUV, Ford Explorer, for just $389 a month, only at your local Ford dealer.
I was a Navy submariner for over 20 years. I spent a large portion of my life underwater. Service is about putting your country before yourself. But Senator Ron Johnson uses his office to serve himself. Ron Johnson passed a special tax break that benefited his family's business, then cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since he's been elected. That's not what service is about. Tell Ron Johnson to stop voting for tax laws that benefit himself.
It's all gotta go. The epic moving sale is on now. Prices slashed on absolutely everything at Bling Fine Jewelry in Weston. Gorgeous rings, earrings, necklaces, and bracelets. Scores of loose diamonds with precious colored gemstones. Men's jewelry too. We're even clearing out our vaults for the biggest sale in our history. Prices slashed on everything. It's all gotta go. All major credit cards accepted and special financing is available during the epic moving sale at Bling Fine Jewelry, 1 block west of Target in Weston.
Dear exit strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Get 1.9% APR for 60 months on a new CHR, RAV4, Venza, or Highlander. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
And welcome back. Here we are Saturday night, and it's quiet over in Minocqua at this point. Not a lot of traffic out there at this point. The city lights are on, and there's a little bit of cloud cover and also a decent amount of clear skies out there as well. Right now we are watching a few clouds moving through. After we had a cold front move through today, and this cold front actually helped to push the clouds out of here, so we saw a decent amount of sunshine today, and boy, the temperatures cool off. But now we're watching our next system, and here it is right here across parts of Canada, and it's going to be tracking off to the southeast. Not a lot of snow with it at this point, but this thing's going to track off to the south and east later on tonight. You can tell where it's headed right toward us, and that'll give us some opportunities for snow, especially along and north of Route 8. And I'll be watching for against maybe some accumulating snow in the UP and maybe a little bit in Vilas County as well. But again, we're watching temperatures right now that are in the teens in a few areas, though. Upper teens across the Northwoods, including 17 degrees in Manitowish Waters. Other areas like Tomahawk at 20 degrees and close to 30 degrees in Wausau and in Mosinee this evening. We're going to be watching temperatures tomorrow only making it into the middle 30s and not high temperature being hit early as the cold front moves through, as we'll fall into the upper 20s with a high temperature tomorrow. And this roller coaster ride continues Tuesday into Wednesday with upper 30s to even lower 40s by that point. Wednesday being a busy travel day. We'll be watching that. The winds look to be a little sketchy as we head towards next week. Then by Thanksgiving Day, even on a Friday, cooling off into the 20s, then back into the 30s by Saturday. The winds are calm right now, pretty much area wide, helping to allow those temperatures to really fall back. And we're just seeing a light breeze down toward the south. at around 5 miles per hour. And we're going to be watching these winds picking up for the daytime tomorrow and really getting gusty out of the northwest. These are gusty winds, not sustained winds. Sustained winds will report a little lower, and gusty winds could get up to around 30-35 miles per hour at times throughout the day on Sunday, and kind of continuing until about the daytime tomorrow. And by that point, though, things will begin to look a little better as we'll start back on around 20 miles per hour as we head towards Monday afternoon. So again, Futurecast, here's what we're looking at here. Clouds overall on the increase later on tonight with snow approaching. By about 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning, it'll be a quick little wave moving through. Then the lake effect kicks in by about at 8 p.m. later on in the evening, maybe a little bit earlier than that. So sometime during the afternoon on Sunday, we'll say hello to some of that lake effect snow along and north of Route 8. Again, maybe down into Lincoln County as well, where the clouds are expected to reach. Now in southern counties, though, like Wausau and areas to the south, could even see some sunshine, as again, we will not have to worry about a lot of the clouds making it down there. That's what lake effect usually does. This backs off by Monday morning. They'll be watching for more clouds that'll be approaching again as we head throughout the afternoon period on Monday. So here's the general idea. A lot of this accumulating snow will be falling across parts of the UP, where some areas could see up to a few inches of snow. But really for us, though, it won't be too bad. Maybe a few areas farther down toward the south, maybe getting a ½ inch if you're lucky. But yeah, really it's not very widespread. We're looking at areas mainly along and north of Route 8 that'll see the kind of the best accumulating snow, and even that's looking rather minor. So for tonight, 17 degrees under a partly cloudy sky, and the wind overall will be nice and calm. For tomorrow, middle 30s, rain and snow showers on the way. Minor accumulations possible of an inch or less. A northwest wind getting gusty at around 15 to 30 miles per hour. Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were overall dry. We'll be watching the winds, though, as temperatures will be up and down between the 20s, 30s, and even 40s. Then by Thanksgiving Day, a small chance of snow. Temperatures in the upper 20s. But look at that Thursday night low of around 9 degrees.
Thanks, Devin. With the busy holiday travel season right around the corner, there's increasing concern that President Biden's vaccine mandate for all federal workers could lead to a shortage of FFA and TSA workers because some may refuse the vaccine or be fired. Congressional leaders are now sending letters to the FAA and TSA asking for assurances that there won't be disruptions. Adam Tuss takes a deeper look at the issue.
September 9th, President Biden with these remarks about a vaccine mandate for federal employees.
If you want to work with the federal government and do business with us, get vaccinated. This is not about freedom or personal choice. It's about protecting yourself and those around you.
But as a November 22nd federal deadline to get fully vaccinated draws closer, NBC News has obtained several congressional letters sent to the Federal Aviation Administration and the Transportation Security Administration, warning about very real cumulative and disruptive impacts this mandate could have during the upcoming busy holiday travel season. Lawmakers led by Republican Sam Graves of Missouri want assurances that there won't be a mass exodus or firings of key transportation employees.
Overall at DCA, we're ready. And we're ready for the holidays, so we're very excited about it.
I asked TSA Federal Security Director Scott Johnson about staffing at our local airports, Reagan National and Dulles International, for the holidays. He says even if many were let go, many more continue to apply for jobs.
We're staffed very nicely. Luckily, the Washington, D.C. area has, when we put out advertisement for jobs, an awful lot of people show up for the jobs. Some airports out there are having a hard time hiring, and I can't get into each individual airport. I do know that some of them are having a problem with it.
Now, TSA sources tell us that an announcement is expected soon, pointing to increased vaccinations, and even if an employee did refuse the vaccine, they could still appeal the mandate, and that's a process that would take weeks, meaning they could still work through the Thanksgiving and Christmas periods while not being vaccinated. For passengers, meantime, they're just hoping for a smooth takeoff to holiday travel. Adam Tuss, NBC News, Washington.
Coming up after the break, check in with our sports team for their take of the special teams preparation and more as the Vikings-Packer game prepares for tomorrow. That's coming up in just a few.
Moments of life are special, and suffering from diabetes should not get in the way. US Med's mission is to find ways to make your diabetes more manageable and more comfortable. You deserve to enjoy life without the constant reminder of living with diabetes. If you monitor with 4 or more tests per day, inject insulin 3 or more times per day, or use an insulin pump, you may qualify to receive a continuous glucose monitor, the latest in diabetes technology. A continuous glucose monitor provides blood sugar readings without uncomfortable finger sticks and alerts you real time to potentially harmful spikes in your blood sugar levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurance companies. If you're a caretaker for someone who suffers from diabetes or have diabetes yourself and meet these conditions, please call our diabetic specialist now to see if you qualify for your continuous glucose monitor.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 more times per day, injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. Not only can a CGM immediately reduce pain, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. We'll also provide free shipping of your new CGM, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 more times per day and injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call now and learn how to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost.
Since becoming the Packers head coach 2 years ago, Matt LaFleur has done nothing but dominate the NFC North. He's only lost once to a divisional opponent, and this season they're a perfect 2-0. But a major issue still remains for the team, and that's on special teams. The Packers are ranked among the worst in the NFL for their third unit, but Coach LaFleur said those struggles have no impact on his playmaking calls during game time.
I think every situation is different, you know, in terms of the flow of the game, you know, what is the score, how long is the field goal. I think that always factors into the decision making.
Another struggle for the team this year is their red zone offense. Last season, they put up historic numbers, but it's been a little slow so far in 2021. And LaFleur was quick to blame himself for those issues.
There's a lot of thought that goes into the game planning process in terms of what are we asking our guys to do, how can we put them in a better position, how can we anticipate some of the things that we might see defensively. Hopefully, you know, we get some more opportunities this weekend and we can help rectify some of that.
I will be in Minneapolis for that game, and tomorrow I'll have a full recap after Sunday Night Football. Last night, there was a bit of history made in Milwaukee. For starters, Wausau native Dave Bliss made his NBA head coaching debut. He is currently filling in for their normal coach who is on paternity leave. And while that was an incredible moment to see, the Bucks got to celebrate the good times as well. Chris Middleton hit a three-pointer early in the first quarter, and that bucket put him ahead of the legendary Ray Allen on the franchise list for the most three-pointers made. And of course, Giannis Antetokounmpo gets all the shine on the Bucks roster, but Chris told the Greek Freak afterwards, just let me have this one.
To be number one, to pass Ray Allen, you know, one of the best shooters of all time. Like I said, I still got ways to catch him in career, but, you know, to be number one franchise is pretty cool. I told Giannis, just let me have one record. I'm happy about it.
And the win last night improved Milwaukee's record to 8-8 on the season. It's still early, but here's hoping they can provide a spark later on. And we'll be back with some more news right after the break.
For a close shave, you need to get a razor and lather up. For a quick shave on the go, you need to settle for an electric. But what if you really want both? Nick Bolton here with the newest addition to our tactical line, the Bell & Howell Tax Shaver. Designed with the needs of our military in mind, Tax Shaver gives you a quick, razor-smooth shave, whether you're at home or on the go. It even has a built-in trimmer for sideburns and beards. And it works wet or dry for a great shave in even the harshest conditions. That's right, the Tax Shaver is completely waterproof. In fact, you could even use a tack shaver underwater and still get a great shave. Navy guys, tack shaver is small and compact, so it slips easily into any pocket. Yet it also has 3 powerful rotary heads that can easily take on even the coarsest hair. To prove it, I'm going to do something I never do. Shave. As you can see, it easily handled even my stubborn stubble. Now that's what I call military tough. So let's review. Tack shaver gives you a quick, razor-smooth shave, features a built-in trimmer, works wet or dry, even underwater, and has 3 powerful shaving heads. I mean, there's just nothing like it on the market today.
Act now to get your tack shaver for the special TV price of just $29.99 with free shipping. It's the only shaver that features genuine Bell & Howell precision and quality and is backed by our 10-year warranty. That's right. Call or click today to get your tack shaver and we'll ship it to you free. Act now to get the Bell & Howell tack shaver at this special TV price. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-796-1043 or go to tackshaver.com. That's 1-800-796-1043, or you can order online at tackshaver.com.
Many Americans are trying when to decide to get their booster shot and which one is best to get. Investigative reporter Jody Fleischer spoke with a leading vaccine researcher who answers those key questions and explains just how effective the boosters actually are.
The peak antibody kicks in about 2 weeks.
Dr. Kirsten Leik led a nationwide vaccine study on booster doses for the University of Maryland School of Medicine. It started in June at 10 locations across the U.S. and tracked more than 700 participants.
You could get Moderna, and then get a Pfizer. You could get Pfizer, and then a Moderna. You can mix it up. That's the beauty of this.
Her study was designed to test whether it was safe and effective to get a different booster than your original vaccine. She found it is, and says each combination is fine because they all produced enough of a boosted immune response.
Higher doesn't mean better in terms of antibodies. There's a threshold. So if you get over that threshold of antibody, doesn't matter how much higher you are, you're no better protected than someone who might have a little lower antibody.
The FDA used her research in its decision-making and does recommend anyone who got a Johnson & Johnson shot more than 2 months ago to go get a booster now. The Pfizer or Moderna each give an added boost over a second J&J shot.
In my opinion, it was always a 2-dose vaccine. It wasn't a 1-dose vaccine. The one and done was a good niche for them, and that worked well for a lot of people.
She says of the 700 plus people in her study, the one breakthrough case happened pretty close to when the person had gotten their booster, so it might not have taken full effect yet. Her study is one of the few tracking breakthroughs after boosters, so she's watching that closely.
If you do get a breakthrough, usually it's incredibly mild. In fact, you may not even be aware. It may be completely asymptomatic.
The CDC says more than 26 million Americans have already gotten a booster. With plenty of vaccine supply, the scheduling process is wide open. But Dr. Light cautions not to abuse it. Healthy people don't need more than one booster now.
I would encourage people not to do that because we haven't studied the safety of additional doses, and we just don't know.
But she says that could be on the horizon. Her booster study will determine if another shot is needed next year when these boosters start to wane. She'll also add new participants if necessary and new types of boosters as vaccine makers develop new ones to target specific variants.
We're doing it as there are new questions that are important for public health.
So we had to ask, which did she get? Her first 2 were Pfizer, and then she got a half dose of Moderna as her booster. She said she mixed it up just because her research helped get that approved. Jody Fleischer, NBC News.
That study initially included only the full dose Moderna booster, but Dr. Leik says the half dose is now also part of her research. She says the FDA opted to approve that one because it gives a very good immune response with fewer side effects.
What does it mean to fight for what's right? To us, it means helping accident victims get their lives back to normal again. Habish, and Rotier, we fight for what's right.
I brought in Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein.
Those who tried me felt more energy in just 2 weeks. Here, I'll take that.
Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients to support immune health.
Relief from back pain. Since 1981, that has been my passion. I created Teeter so people could live healthier, more active lives. I know what it's like to have back pain. When I found Inversion, it changed my life forever, and I believe it can change yours. I'm proud to present the newest, the best, the most comfortable Teeter inversion table ever, the Teeter Fit Spine. The Teeter is easy to use. Simply set it, lock in, recline and relax. In just a few minutes a day in your own home to help relieve back pain, relieve stress, improve posture, rejuvenate joint health, and build core strength.
The Teeter offers natural relief from back pain, targeting the source of the ache by relaxing tense muscles and providing decompression that can help realign the spine, restore nutrients to the discs, and reduce painful nerve pressure. Teeter is the only inversion table brand that has been both safety certified by UL and FDA registered as a 510K medical device.
Pain was part of my life, and not doing the things I love became part of my life. Now that the Teeter's here, Jim is back, and they cannot stop me.
Medical research studies have shown the benefits of inversion, and over 3 million people have put their trust in Teeter to feel better, move better, and live better. I'm in my 80s, and I feel great.
Now you can try the Teeter Fit Spine for 30 days for just $14.95, and we'll ship it to you for free. You'll also get our most popular accessories to add acupressure massage and a deeper lumbar stretch, plus access to the Teeter Link app that helps you expedite recovery and results. Trust Teeter to feel better, move better, and live better.
Call 1-800-313-5715. That's 1-800-313-5715. Or go to myteeter.com. Order now.
Bruce Orthodontics, changing lives one smile at a time. Rhinelander, Minocqua, Eagle River, Phillips, and the greater Northwoods area. Treating patients of all ages.
So live television is a dangerous business sometimes. You never know what's going to happen. Devin, what's the worst thing you've had happen to you while you're on air?
Yeah, so during the morning show, we took a power hit during the morning show, which knocked our lights out. And while we were trying to get that fixed, of course, Master Control couldn't take breaks. So what do? Run to the weather computers, make sure they're working, and then I start talking weather for however, I don't even know how much time it was until Master could take a break or they can get a story ready to give me a break. So that's why the most interesting scenario I've ever had happen.
Well, here in Georgia, they had their show interrupted by a much cuter incident than a power outage. A cat suddenly jumped onto the desk during this interview segment with one of the guests.
Aww.
The cat then decided to hang out. They tried to get rid of him. People around tried to get him gone. He kind of interrupted the chat a little bit. This is a former member of Parliament talking. These two were having quite a lot of fun and ended up kind of giving their show over to the cat. He hung out and did eventually get taken off during the break. So
that is too cute and too funny. I mean, four-legged friends are always fun to be around, so it gets pretty interesting.
Yeah, they can be difficult to work around anyway.
Yeah, definitely. One thing that's not very difficult is the weather. We do have our next cold front approaching in Canada now. It will start to move in by tomorrow morning, probably about the time you're getting in or out of those church services. We'll start seeing a little bit of that excitement. But again, your next 7 days, we're dry Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. A small chance of snow on Thanksgiving Day, but look at that overnight low Thursday night of 9 degrees. We're up and down in the temperature department.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about 9 degrees, but it is December or November.
It's really soon to be December.
Exactly. That's all from us. Thanks for joining us.